of. And I know he's the one you chase, I know he's the one you waste all your time thinking of. But what about me? 'Cause you look at me with big brown eyes, smile at me like I'm your sunrise. Remember things at the perfect times, see through me, make sure I'm fine. You say sweet dreams almost every night, call my name and it feels right. Laugh and say that you missed mine, pull me close and hold me tight.
The birds fly south as the light leaves your eyes. Hold on to your dream. Oh, I know you wanna scream. Since the day you're born, you're just a flower on your own, waiting for the sun to blossom, hoping to break through the storm.
With you the sun is shining 24/7. 'Cause when we're together it feels like we're in heaven. If it will get dark you'll be my million stars. I know I can lean on you. Oh, you catch me like a leaf falling from a tree. If I'll be a shooting star you make a wish. No, I don't fake this kind of feeling, never felt so real. My heart is on the table 'cause you're my everything. I do, I wanna marry you. 'Cause when you're around I know it's true. The way you make me feel is so good, baby. So good, so good. Every single day we spend apart, I wanna be with you. Baby, take my hand, hold it tight just like you do. Feels so good, so good. It's all in our hands, this life of time. It's given to us all. It gathers round each night, each morn. We watch it pass and grow. It is all in our hands, it is all in our hands. With every field and rising sea, can hear the sounds of all, and with every change we'll always be where hope's not lost but found. It is all in our hands, it is all in our hands. It is all in our hands, it is all in our hands.
known a love so steady. Even gold won't turn your tide. We flow together like an ocean, every low and every high. And I would have you anyway, dear, any way your heart could bear. Even if you had to leave me, I'd always be waiting here. Even when we are apart, I will keep you in my heart, and I wouldn't change a thing, even if I were the king.
おはようございます。もういいんですかね、タイミングは。
もういいでもいい。
これタイミング、おはようございます。
もういいでもいいね。
いいぐらいですか。
だってあっちこのほらスマウイってわかんね
え。わかんないですね。
スマウイって昔仏様あげたり食べたりしたもんだがね。だってメロン上だば飛ばさってしまった風で。
あの大風で。
風に。
いやうちもすごいからあれ網張ったけどすごいですもんね、風がね。
飛ばさってね。
メロン飛ばされた。
いっぺんなればくれるよなんかなんだかな。たった3本だがね。
ウリっていうのはその島ウリ。
スマウイはね。
スイカみたいなやつなんですか。
スイカみたいに今度細長いでこう。
細長い
の長さ。
あ、撮ります。これ写真撮ってもいいですか、撮ってる自分が。
店でもメニューも作りなさい。
はい、やってみようかな。
よかったらもんやね。
じゃあ撮ります。どうぞ。
なんだこれ写真だかね。
写真。いや梅ジュース作りましたって。これ声入るとまずいですか。
何が
写真使うのに。
別に
いいですか。顔は映さないけど。
覚えたとこ写真撮るって。
そういいんですよ。せっかくなんだよ。
Magic coursing throughout my veins.
My fate just knocked at my door with you. My knees fall down into the floor. I wanna shout, I wasn't ready, but in the end, it's all on me. It felt too fast, and yet so slow. I was too young to watch you grow. Only when it's dark enough can you see the stars. I will love you forever to the moon and back. Only when it's dark enough can you see the stars. I will love you forever to the moon and back.
Let's run away. Get lost where only we know. Find our saving grace on the streets made of gold. No more stupid excuses why we didn't do this. Looking for a reason to hide under cover. Show a different colors when we both need this. Let's go bombs away to brighter days. Let's live in the moment. Don't dip our toes in. Make a great escape. Like a fairy tale, living in a daydream where the world can't find us. Let the spark ignite us tonight, tonight. No more stupid excuses why we didn't do this. Looking for a reason to hide under cover. Show a different colors when we both need this. Let's go bombs away to brighter days. Let's live in the moment. Don't dip our toes in. Make a great escape. Let's go bombs away to brighter days. Let's live in the moment. Don't dip our toes in. Make a great escape. Let's go bombs away. Amen.
Ba-dum-bum, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo, ba-dum-bum, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo, ba-dum-bum, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo, ba-dum-bum, doo-doo-doo, doo-doo, 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 doo-doo.
じこっちこっち。そこで。
あったよ。
The day is breaking softly and the night is glowing true. I feel a million eyes, but I can just see you. No rain, no thunder, it's just your light, your voice, the heaven of our kiss, the wonder of our choice. So breathe, 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 darling, you can make my love your home, make my love your home. And please, 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 darling, do, if you can be right, make my love your home.
The moon is rising somewhere in your eyes. Yes, this is real. My rain will wash your hands. Your fire came to you. You are dance, the life we share, the life we came from shore. I'm shivering, sure I'm scared, but I'm all yours. So breathe, 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 darling, you can make my love your home, make my love your home. Please, please, darling, do, if you can't be right, be wrong, make But every now and then I get a feeling in my bones that I'm just wandering on my own. So I hit my knees and I'm crying out, please, oh Lord, won't you bring me back home? Yeah. Wash me in the water, cleanse me in the mercy of your love. I need a heavenly touch, 'cause I'll be backsliding. I need a little guiding for my soul. Only heaven knows, 'cause I just need a helping hand. It's gonna help me stand.
I woke up tired and blue, but then I peeked and saw you, ready to take on a day all brand new. You said, hey girl, it's time to eat, time for a walk down the street. Come on, let's live it with joy and with glee. You'll always be here with me. Your brown eyes looking into mine gave me hope, gave me a reason to rise up and shine. Your brown eyes saw me through the night, ever there by my side, the divine light of your brown eyes.
これからよろしくお願いします。バイバイ。ありがとうございます。
ありったけの夢をかき集め、探し物を探しゆくのさ。村杉
最初から入ってたよ。最初から。こっから出た。
ダメだと思ったらストップします。次のウィアー。
ありったけの夢をかき集め、探し物を探しゆくのさ。村杉
出るよ。出る。もう一回。ちょっと待って。こういう感じ。こういう。